Good morning, children. So far, we studied, we have come forward till fourth chapter. But whatever we have studied, let us recall all the important points of the topics which we have covered so far. So, in the second chapter, that is New Kings and Kingdoms. What are all the highlights or the main points which we are discussed in the previous class? Like we studied new kingdoms in the North India and why did the tripartite struggle for Kannauj took place? How the administration and society and the economic in North India was there, and why did the Turkish invasion took place, and how the Cholas administration and what are their contribution towards agriculture. All these are the main highlights of the New Kings and the Kingdoms chapter. So now let us go through the important points in the second chapter, that is New Kings and Kingdoms. So the period between 700 to 1200 CE is the rise of many regional kingdoms in North and South India. So which are the rise of new kingdoms? Like Pratiharas in Western India, the Palas of Bengal and the Rashtrakutas of Deccan were the most powerful. Coming to the Pratiharas. Pratiharas, also known as Gurjara Pratiharas, they established their kingdom in Marwar. And who was the prominent ruler? It was the Nagabhatta one between 750 to 780 CE. He conquered Malwa and Baruch. And under Mihir Bhoja, that the Pratiharas became very powerful. Next, he made Kannauj his capital and they declined during 10th century. Next comes Palas. During the Palas, the Pala rules included the state of present Bengal, Bihar, parts of Odisha and Nepal. And the prominent rulers of the Pala dynasty included Devpala, Mahipala I and Rampala was the last great ruler of Pala dynasty. Next, Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas were chieftains in central India and they were ruling in the Deccan. Next, Danti Durga, that is between 752 to 756 CE, was the founder of the Rashtrakutas. And the Rashtrakutas established their capital as at Malkhed in Gulbarga district of Karnataka. And they were able administrated and excellent military. Next comes the Rajputs. Here the Rajput means son of ruler. Rajputs were of Kshatriya originally and they are divided into two. One is Suryavamshi and the Chandravamshi. Next, the Chauhans or the Chahamans emerged as the most powerful Rajput clan. Next, the Chahamans were the vassals of Pratiharas. Next, reason for tripartite struggle. Why this took place? Because Kannauj was the place situated near the bank of river and many kingdoms wanted to control over the Kannauj because it was a flourishing city with all necessary facility was provided at the Kannauj place, and they made advantages for conducting of trade and commerce as well as the agricultural purposes because it was situated near the banks of river. This made the tripartite struggle to happen between the Pratiharas, Palas, Rashtrakutas who engaged in the tripartite struggle and even to have the political supremacy over the north and central India. Next, administration. How the administration in the northern India was there. The king held the supreme authority. Under him, there were councils of ministers. So, students, coming to the administration in northern India, king and under him there were council of ministers. There were feudal lords known as Samantas who emerged in lieu of salary. They used to work for the military assistance during the war time. And some officials, as I said, who assisted the king in ruling the administration was Sandhi Vigrahika, that is foreign minister. Next, Bandagarika, that is officer of the government store. Kottapala, inspector of forts. Then Akshapatalika, revenue minister, and Raj Purohita, royal priest. So, students, moving further, the kingdom was divided into bhuktis or provinces, further divided into vishyas, which was a governor was assigned to look after the bhuktis, while the vishyas were looked after by the vishyapati. Village was the smallest unit, which were looked after by the grampati or village headman. Then, how the society was? The society was based on the caste system, that is, Kshatriyas, Brahmanas. Next, Vaishyas and Shudras. Kshatriyas were performed the duties of the ruling over the kingdom, whereas Brahmanas had the highest position and they were performing the duties of the priest and they gave advice to the king. Vaishyas comprised of the traders and the merchants. Shudras were performed all the menial jobs and no rights as such. Coming to the economy, the two main occupations were agriculture and trade, and they had trade contact with whom? With the Southeast Asia, China, Mediterranean, and Western world. So, children, what were the items they used to export like spices, precious stones, and textiles? Even horses were regularly imported to Indian continent, subcontinent. Next comes children. Whose turn? The Turkish invention. Who is the main Turkish invention in this we see is the Turks started showing interest in India because Muhammad of Ghazni had heard about India's wealth, as you all know. Therefore, he decided to invade India, but he did not. He raided India for how many times? 17 times, and he conquered many of the places. But Muhammad, he did want. He doesn't wanted to rule over India. Just he wanted to conquer and interest in wealth of India. But unlike Muhammad Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori wanted to rule over India. Next, Prithviraj Muhammad Ghori fought the two battles of Taran against Prithviraj Chauhan, and when the Prithviraj Chauhan died in the second battle of Taran, after his death, the Muhammad Ghori laid the foundation of Turkish rule in India. But after establishing Turkish Empire in India, he decided to leave India and he conquered territory in the hands of his slaves. So, students, so far we saw how the who were the three new kings and kingdoms, why did the tripartite struggle took place, how the society, administration, and economy was there, and how the Muhammad Ghori took over the Indian Empire and he established the Turkish Empire in India. Now coming to the another kingdom is Cholas. Cholas were the powerful kingdoms that spread across Tamil Nadu and parts of Karnataka. In that, Karaikala was a famous Chola ruler. During his empire, he became powerful.